It was early morning when there was a knock on Jane's door. It was Barbara, the owner of the apartment, whom she was late to pay rent to. 3 weeks ago, Jane broke up with her fiancé, catching him cheating, and therefore was depressed. Jane opened the door, and Barbara immediately demanded payment of the rent. "I'll pay you as soon as I get my salary. You know that my mother is sick and I have spent everything on her treatment," the girl tried to justify herself. "I'm not interested in your problems. If you don't pay today, pack your things and get out," shouted the owner. Jane couldn't hold back her tears. When Barbara was leaving, the girl noticed that her son was standing in the courtyard of the house smiling. The fact is that Henry had shown interest in Jane for a long time. He was an unpleasant young man. He did not work and used his mother's money. Upon learning that the girl he liked was in distress, he decided to take advantage of this situation. "Listen, Jane, let's help each other. I will give you money if you spend the night with me. And if you do this on a regular basis, I will arrange for you to live with us for as long as you want." "Of course not," Jane replied angrily. Slamming the door, the girl realized that she needed to find money at all costs. "I didn't have all these problems when Jack was around," she thought sadly, and touched her neck. And then she got an idea. She had a chain gifted by her ex-fiancé. It could be sold or taken to a pawn shop. Leaving the house, she met her neighbor, Mrs. Dorothy, who called her to her place. "I'm sorry, I don't have time now. The landlady wants to kick me out of the house," she explained to the woman. In the pawn shop, the girl gave the chain to the manager, worried that it might turn out to be a cheap fake. After examining the jewel, the man asked where she got this item from and said that the chain was a part of the collection recently stolen from a rich businessman. He also added that the police promises a big reward for information about criminals. Jane decided to go straight to the police station and tell them everything. The policeman said they needed to check Jane's room and went with her to her house. When they arrived, they found that the door was open. When they went inside, they saw a strange picture. There was a hole in the floor over which Jane's neighbor Dorothy was standing. As it turned out later, Jane's fiancé was a member of the gang that committed this robbery. The leader of the group, who was Dorothy's husband, was arrested, but no jewelry or money was ever found. Dorothy tracked down Jack and found their prey. As promised, Jane received the reward, so she was able to pay off her debts and rented a room in another area. Soon the girl married a good guy and forgot about her troubles.